WrestleMania has come and gone. Now it is time to deal with the Backlash. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome to WWE Backlash. Welcome to the first pay-per-view with all three brands on the one building once again. And we aren't going to mess around here tonight. It is time to kick things off right from the top. And if we're going to kick it off, why not go for what could be the match of the night? Keith Lee and Kota Ibushi for the Intercontinental title. Let's get this show underway. Welcome to you all wherever you are tuning in. This event is going to be something to remember. 8 matches, 6 title matches. And one hell of a night of action with some of the world's best in the ring for us to be entertained by all night long. And Keith Lee and Kota Ibushi will be the ones to get it underway. Lee, the runner-up in this year's King of the Ring competition, he put it simply. He just said, look, I want the shot at whoever the Intercontinental Champion is after WrestleMania. I want to face you. It was Kota Ibushi, and that was settled. Lee and Ibushi was almost written from there on. He beat Samoa Joe to become the #1 contender, and that was that. Keith Lee and Kota Ibushi was destined to take place. They had a few stare downs, but of course this past week on SmackDown during the contract signing between Ricochet and Kazuchika Okada, we saw the real side of Kota Ibushi assaulting Kazuchika Okada from behind, something we're not used to at all from the Golden Savior. And maybe why there are a few more boos accompanying Ibushi here tonight than we're used to. It was Lee who made the save and sent Ricochet and Ibushi away from the attempted assault on Okada. And once more, these two men stare down. They haven't laid a hand on one another. They have just stared each other down a number of times. And now tonight, they do battle in what is going to be an absolutely incredible contest. One to remember, no doubt about it. And one where someone is going to be leaving with that incredibly prestigious Intercontinental Championship, the new design, of course, that came in at WrestleMania. Ibushi very nearly at half a year as Intercontinental Champion. I believe this will, if he's victorious here tonight, that'll be the 166th day he will have held that Intercontinental title, almost knocking on the door of the record of 205 days held by Bobby Fish. That, though, is all irrelevant right now because he has to get through tonight. He has to get through his challenger. He has to get through one incredibly tough individual who had to be knocked out at King of the Ring by Pete Dunne in order for Dunne to become the King of the Ring that evening. Can Ibushi do the same? We are going to be finding out in just a few moments' time. Ibushi looks at the Intercontinental Championship. He hands it over to the referee, but the question will be, is that the last time that he hands it over to the referee? Lee takes a look at it. Is it the first time here tonight that he could be taking a very close look at it? We will be finding out. Let's get Backlash underway. Keith Lee, Kota Ibushi for the Intercontinental title. Let's go! This one is underway, and are we surprised? They stand in the middle of the ring and they say, you hit me, I hit you, let's see who flinches first. Ibushi starting to swing a little bit more there, and Keith Lee puts him right in his place with a heavy forearm. Fuel for good measures, then goes after the arm. Well, that standing and trading didn't last long. This contest is underway. Oh, Keith Lee getting a face full of turnbuckle for his troubles there. Ibushi, look at this man! Powerbomb! Right from the start, and then Keith Lee kicks out of the can of nothing. And he's right up to his feet. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, this contest is definitely underway now, ladies and gentlemen. Set yourselves in and get ready for some of this. Ibushi from the top, no one home. Double axe handle in the back takes him down. Nothing major to start us off. Just a power bomb for a count of nothing. And then whatever Keith Lee has in mind. Insanity, we got a cover, we got one. Yep, we knew we made the right call putting this match on first, and boy oh boy, are they delivering already. But would we expect anything else from these two men? Look at the strength of Ibushi. Man, Ibushi just is not human. There is no doubt about it. There's a reason this man has been Intercontinental Champion for this long. He is absolutely insane within that ring. He'll do anything, absolutely anything, to try and claim victory. And right now, it is resulting in him having the upper hand here on Keith Lee, going after the back quite a bit there, getting some nice little shots on him. In the corner, Lee attempted to leapfrog him, and Ibushi came back with a massive blow into the gut there of Keith Lee, and the knee dropped down. Heavy kick in the back after, you could hear the thud of that one. Nicely done by Keith Lee indeed, by Kota Ibushi indeed, and he stays on the offensive here. Lee in trouble in the contest thus far. He's going to do it again. A second powerbomb from Kota Ibushi. Cover. Well, at least this time, he got the count of one. He's making progress. Those slow victories really chalking themselves up for Kota Ibushi. There we go, got him by the head here, taking him to the turnbuckle. What has Kota Ibushi got up his sleeve now? Have to hold my breath for a moment there, because you never know what Ibushi's going to do. Could have been thinking something absolutely insane, but instead thought tactically, going after the leg of the big man instead, and thinking that there'll be a time to wait for the insanity. He's got to think smart right now, but Lee coming right back here. Rope assisted flatline. Oh, that's not nice at all. Over 300 pounds of Keith Lee walking over your body. Oh, this doesn't look good. Oh! Huge palm strikes there. Lee taking a run up. He's telling him, here I come! Cannonball sent on in the turnbuckle, and Ibushi would have felt all of that running through his body. Sent into the turnbuckle for a second time. Up on the top rope here. Not a place you want to be, but Ibushi kicks him away there. Creates a little bit of separation and targets the arm, taking him down. Good, simple, effective wrestling there from Kota Ibushi. Realizing what the game plan's going to have to be. Realizing that he's going to throw caution to the wind. Ibushi already. Golden Star Powerbomb. Cover, but Lee's arm is in the ropes. A third powerbomb in this contest, but Lee saved by the ropes there. Was Ibushi perhaps a little haphazard in his planning of where Keith Lee was? It could be suggested, but it is meant that Lee is still in this thing. Gets run down by that lariat there. What is Ibushi going to do from the top? Phoenix Splash to retain the title. No, Lee with an emphatic kick out of two, and Ibushi can't believe it. What a way to get this show underway, with Ibushi already throwing absolutely everything to the wind in order to maintain the Intercontinental title. Credit where it's due, he is giving Lee an incredibly tough fight here. It has actually meant that Keith Lee has really struggled to get out of the gates in this contest in a way. Ibushi doing everything right. Ibushi, Hurricanrana, has the leg hooked, has the shoulders down, and almost had him. Lee flips it over, cover of his own. Ibushi kicks out at one. Up to their feet. Lee sends him thunder into the outside though, with a big lariat. And Ibushi gets up to his feet quickly as well, but gets sent headfirst into the barricade for his troubles. Very, very tough contest getting us underway in this thing. Ibushi sent headfirst there. It almost looked like into the bottom rung there that supports the ring post to the turnbuckle. Wait a minute. Keith Lee walking with Ibushi on his shoulders. Oh, good God, no. Oh! Lawn darted into that steel ring post. Absolutely no give from that ring post whatsoever. And we go back in the ring now with Keith Lee in controlling this thing. And Lee, he's gonna fly cross body This match has been insane from the get-go. Who wants it more though? Who wants to be Intercontinental Champion more than the other? We're really getting a testament to find out who it's going to be. Ibushi, run through, pounce! A massive pounce from Keith Lee, and our answer is on the way. Big bang catastrophe. 1, 2. Ibushi kicks out at 2. Are you kidding me? Just when we thought we had a new Intercontinental Champion, Kota Ibushi says, ain't no way, I'm losing this title, you're gonna have to kill me for it. Keith Lee says, oh, right, moonsault, knees up though. Almost falling over each other as they try to get back up to their feet. What a fight they are giving us here. Look at the strength of Ibushi. Turns him around in a power slam. Ibushi now, he has the arms. Kamigoye! 1, 2, Lee kicks out at 2 again. And Ibushi is stunned for a moment. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to react. Lee moves out of the way. And Lee almost like, come on, you knew I was going to do that. But he turned his back on Ibushi, and it may have costed him. Back up to their feet, right hand. Lee says no. Crossbody splash from Keith Lee. Ibushi's down. This place is roaring. Moonsault. Ibushi's in huge trouble. Ground 0. Keith Lee is Intercontinental Champion. What a match. What insanity from both men. They went out there and they threw every bomb they had until the one man couldn't stand. That man was Kota Ibushi. We have a new Intercontinental Champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've just been instructed there is some big news on its way from the board of the WWE, and to introduce it right now is none other than the chairwoman of the board herself, Stephanie McMahon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an announcement there from Stephanie McMahon. SummerSlam 3 weeks away. Just when we thought we had soaked in WrestleMania, we then move on to the next big thing. It has been insanity here in the WWE, and it will just keep on keeping on with the chaos. SummerSlam, our next pay-per-view in 3 weeks' time. I cannot wait already. We still got the rest of this show to go through, and we also have the question to answer. Who the hell is Grayson Waller's tag team partner here tonight? Grayson Waller's taking on Perfect for the tag team titles. Is this his tag team partner? No. That would be the theme of EC3. That would be one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. EC3 out here. It was Waller has spent the entire time saying that he's got a tag team partner, he's going to go to Backlash, he's going to embarrass Perfect and leave with the tag team titles, but I can't help but notice that's the guy who just beat him on SmackDown a few days ago, EC3. That is definitely not Grayson Waller's tag team partner, whoever the hell it's supposed to be. Well, I'll tell you one thing that is for certain is that we haven't heard a single cheer in this crowd here tonight for either of these two men. There is not a likability factor to any of the two men so far, and there certainly is not about to be a likability factor to the third man in this contest, unless miraculously it's his partner. And that's not Grayson Waller's partner either, because you can hear the boos getting louder. It can only be one man. The salt of the earth himself, MJF. Well, things weren't exactly, no pun intended, perfect between the tag team champions at the end of SmackDown. EC3 accidentally colliding into MJF and setting him off the apron as EC3 claimed victory over Waller on SmackDown. MJF, he walked off. But apparently it was just the heat of the moment. MJF was frustrated. We had heard that was the case. MJF was just frustrated with what happened. EC3 came backstage. They talked it out and they said, well, forget all that. That's in the past now. Our attention is shutting up Grayson Waller and proving that Perfect really is the greatest force in tag team wrestling, and that tag partner or no tag partner, well, no tag partner as it's seeming to be right now, there is nothing stopping them from leaving Backlash with the tag team titles still around their waists. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in a very interesting predicament right now. Grayson Waller stands on one side of the ring. EC3 and MJF stand on the other, and Waller is all on his own. Waller, though, he's still feeling confident, I suppose, but is that all in vain? Well, maybe not. He's calling out to EC3, the legal man in this contest right now. Check out his new tag team partner. Apparently he's on the way, whoever he is. Oh my goodness! What the hell? MJF with the chair! MJF is Grayson Waller's tag team partner! Are you serious? A second pile driver. This is why they seem to be so chatty backstage. This is why MJF walked out on EC3. It wasn't a disagreement. It was that MJF was a backstabbing snake. Grayson Waller, he covers a bloodied EC3. Grayson Waller and MJF are tag team champions. A stab in the back, if ever I did see one. Waller says everything he does goes viral, and that's the Grayson Waller effect. Well, MJF has just contributed to it. Perfect to champions no more. Perfect to no more. Waller and MJF are champions. Well, we move on right now, folks. Backstage earlier today, we caught up with Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy ahead of the United States Championship confrontation that will take place tomorrow night on Raw. Matt Riddle and Hardy took the opportunity to talk words to each other to show their respect for one another, with Riddle saying it was an honor to be the first challenger to Jeff Hardy's United States Championship, and he knew that when the time came tomorrow, they were going to put on a fantastic contest for the United States title. But for all of his love and respect for Jeff Hardy, it's time for a new era. It's time for the bro to take home some gold, and that is what he's going to do tomorrow at the sake of Jeff Hardy. Hardy put it simple. He said, "You've seen everything I've been through up until this point. You saw all the sacrifices I had to make to get to WrestleMania, to win the United States title. If you think I'm going to give it up tomorrow, you've got another thing coming." That's going to be a good one tomorrow night. Well, let's keep the action going here at Backlash. It has been a very interesting night already, but this is a match where unless something changes in the blink of an eye, it almost feels like a foregone conclusion already. The ECW Cruiserweight Championship is up for grabs right now. It is Shingo Takagi and Rey Mysterio, and it feels that the champion has such an uphill battle ahead of him before this contest has already begun. We have seen the devastation and the destruction that Shingo Takagi has brought to ECW since joining WrestleMania, since unfortunately joining forces with Los Ingobernables de Japón. Takagi walked into the WWE, walked into ECW, and has just torn through everyone in his sight. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what you are, he has gone through them. Dominic Mysterio wanted to prove a point, wanted to fight for the legacy of his family. He got absolutely run through by the Dragon. Kushida the same on this past episode of ECW. We even saw both Mysterios attempt a 2-on-1 assault on Takagi as a measure of revenge this past ECW. Takagi got out of the dodge of things, but there was blood on the forehead of Takagi, illustrating that not only can he bleed, but the Mysterios did a nice little number on him on that episode of ECW, but Takagi still stood. That was the main thing to take away from it all, in my opinion. Takagi was still standing. And I imagine, after what transpired, he is still seething as well to get his hands now on Rey Mysterio. Mysterio's been seething since that very night at WrestleMania, when Takagi debuted, stood down with him, and assaulted him, and proved that he was a member of Los Ingobernables de Japón. But now comes the time for these two to go at it alone. No points to be made, no stare downs, no assaults. The title is on the line in this one, and the ovation for Rey Mysterio speaks for itself. The pyro goes off for the man with colors inspired by his own country here tonight. And he is going to need a hell of a lot of inspiration, I believe, to go through Shingo Takagi. There is no doubt about it. Rey Mysterio, he's one of the greatest there has ever been. The greatest underdog there has ever been. He can do everything in this industry. But Shingo Takagi is a different ball game all entirely. It is a scary ball game for Rey Mysterio. We have seen the devastation that he's brought to the WWE in his short time here and his allegiance to Los Ingobernables de Japón. Does Rey Mysterio have it in him to withstand this assault? Does he have the ability to find a way through Shingo Takagi's heavy and direct offense and turn it into a measure of assault against him? I hate to discredit Rey Mysterio like this. I hate to almost speak positive of any member of Los Ingobernables de Japón, but it's unfortunately the reality right now. They have been absolutely destructive. And the question will be, does Rey Mysterio have a comeback to it? He goes it alone here tonight. No Dom by his side. Just that man staring down at him the entire way. Well, LIJ currently hold 2 of the 4 titles here on ECW. And unless Rey Mysterio can come up with some last-minute, frantic, incredible offense, you fear that it's going to be 3 of 4. Mysterio has been a fantastic Cruiserweight champion since winning it at Anarchy Rules, but is this the last night that he holds that title? We're going to find out now. Shingo Takagi, Rey Mysterio, Cruiserweight title on the line. Here we go, and off. Run down in an instant by the Dragon is Rey Mysterio. Sent into the turnbuckle, and already it is not looking good for the champion. Takagi on offense right from the get-go and proving a point with it. Look at the devastation behind this man's attacks. How do you fight back against it? In trouble already. Takagi. Oh! Suplex neck breaker. He is feeling the anger and the momentum just surging through him essentially. He has taken that assault. He has taken that attack, that attempted attack by the Mysterios on ECW to heart. And look at the way he's just smacking around Rey Mysterio here to prove his point. Mysterio has got nothing in this contest thus far. It has been a painful minute or so for Mysterio in this contest. Belly to belly attempt. Mysterio though, he brings his offense, he brings his weight down. Right hand's incoming. Here goes Mysterio. Has he got the fight back within him now? He's going to make the most of the opportunities when they present itself against Takagi, and he's trying to do exactly that. Spinning heel kick, down goes Shingo. Mysterio, top rope, high risk, early going, double foot stomp. Into the cover. Takagi's shoulders are down for one and nothing more. Well, that says everything. A 1 count and nothing more there against Shingo Takagi. Rey Mysterio was hoping for the opportunity to be presented right there and then. Takagi sends him away. Big boot in the face there. Mysterio staggering. Forearm takes him off his feet. And all of a sudden, it shuts down. Takagi collides with Mysterio there, though. Does Mysterio have the opening again here? Every opportunity is in front of him. Mysterio has to act on it. He can't let off here. He has to stay on the gas 100 miles an hour. Every opportunity that's in front of him. Head scissors takes him down. Takes him into the turnbuckle again. Lariat by Mysterio. Takagi stumbles out of it. Look out. DDT from Mysterio. Nicely done. And nothing comes of it. Headbutt, and he's taken back down. Pumping bomber. And you just felt the air leave this venue. You just felt the hope sap out of everyone in attendance. Because all of a sudden, Mysterio is in so much trouble. Mysterio colliding with the ref there, but you hope that accidental collision there can always give Rey Mysterio a gift to try and open things back up in this contest, but that wasn't to be the case. Takagi now. Oh no. Mysterio's in deep trouble. It's only getting worse for the champion. Superplex to Mysterio. And with all the battles he's been in across the career, with all the fights he's been through, it's only gonna get worse for him, but it might already be over. Last of the Dragon! Oh, but wait a minute, he ain't done. Takagi ain't done. He wants to become Cruiserweight champion with an emphasis on it. Pumping bomber again. Mysterio's out on his feet. The boos are raining in. Made in Japan. Shoulders down. Shingo Takagi in dominant fashion is Cruiserweight champion. Absolute dominance. Takagi just steamrolled a legend of the industry. And Los Ingobernables de Japón have yet more gold in their possession. For the third time tonight, there's a new champion. Shingo Takagi, Cruiserweight champion. Well, it's been a night of new champions so far, Backlash. And speaking of new champions, earlier today we caught up with the brand new SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, just days after reclaiming the women's title for the 5th time after defeating Shayna Baszler in a submission match. Becky said it felt good to be champion again. It felt as if she belongs with the belt in her possession. She knew it was just a matter of time until she could take it away from Shayna Baszler and hold that title above her head. Big Time is back in charge of SmackDown, and she believes she's in charge of the biggest and most stacked women's division she's ever seen, from the likes of Tessa Blanchard to Sasha Banks at the very least. But that's not going to stop her from showing that why she is the greatest women's wrestler there has ever been. And talk of one of those women, Sasha Banks overheard what Becky Lynch was saying, and the two long-standing rivals had the opportunity to stare each other down, with Banks saying, "Well, you just saw how I took apart Liv Morgan earlier on tonight. What makes you think that when we step in the ring, I won't do it to you? You are the one woman I have never been able to beat. But now I know one thing is true. I am better than you. I am on another level playing field to you. You let Shayna Baszler slip out of WrestleMania still as the champion. I retired Trish Stratus at WrestleMania. And Sasha Banks believes that with Paul Heyman at toe, there is nothing stopping the boss conquering her longtime rival and finally defeating Becky Lynch to become SmackDown Women's Champion." Well, they have gone through the ringer with one another, there's no doubt about that. But we talk about new champions. Could we be in for a new Raw Women's Champion. Before reign can even truly get underway, Raw Women's Championship up for grabs right now. It is the new look, new attitude Dakota Kai against Rhea Ripley. This one seemingly came out of the blue. Bianca Belair finally made her debut in the WWE, and Dakota Kai came out after the contest. We didn't know whether or not to congratulate her or to steer her down, as if to say, when the time comes, I want to be in this ring with you. But what we saw from Dakota Kai was a vicious assault on Bianca Belair, laying her out in the ring and doing it 2 weeks in a row. Dakota Kai would defeat Belair to become #1 contender under controversial circumstances via the use of brass knuckles, and essentially say that she was done being the happy, smiley, happy-go-lucky loser that she thought she was. It never got her anywhere. And the day that she abandoned everyone and went through it all on her own, she gets an opportunity against the most dominant force in women's wrestling today. Though the question is that so much of a good thing when that dominant force has steamrolled everyone on Monday Night Raw, is the only Women's Royal Rumble winner in history, and ended trifecta at WrestleMania? Is it that good of a decision when that woman is Rhea Ripley, who walks towards the ring with a look in her eyes and an attitude that says, no matter who my opponent is, no matter what you've done in this industry, I will take you down and I will beat you up. That is Rhea Ripley's modus operandi. It has been from the day she became a force to be reckoned with in the WWE, and since she became Raw Women's Champion especially. This is Rhea Ripley's division now. And though Dakota Kai has certainly tried to get the one-upsmanship on Rhea Ripley up until this point, it has not worked out the way that she wanted it to. She has been running for the hills twice, but tonight there's nowhere to run to, nowhere to go. She has to stare down at Dakota Kai. And if she wants to become Raw Women's Champion, she's going to have to beat Rhea Ripley. Good luck to Dakota Kai on that one. All that running, all those words, they will mean nothing, almost. All of her underhanded antics will mean absolutely nothing if she cannot deliver the final blow to Rhea Ripley here tonight and leave Backlash with our 4th new champion in 4 matches. That would be quite some doing, that's for certain. Here we go here tonight. Raw Women's title up for grabs. Who knows what will take place once this bell rings? New Zealand versus Australia. Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley. Raw Women's title on the line. Here we go, and it's Ripley coming out of the gates hot in this one. Ripley seemingly having been affected by the words and the antics of Dakota Kai. Look at this. Kai gets in a kick and runs for the hills. Slips out of the ring, slips back in. Ripley comes in after it. Oh, that opens up Kai to get in a drop kick on it. Classic antics, underhanded antics, shall we say, from Kai, and she goes straight after the legs of Rhea Ripley as well, trying to take out that large stature of Ripley and the strength that those legs possess within her as well. I mean, it's a smart plan from Kai, there's no doubt about it, but how is she going to be able to act on it? How is she going to be able to follow up from it? You can take out the legs all you want, but how are you going to be able to keep Rhea Ripley down? How are you going to be able to hit the chiropractor, for example? Or is there a pair of brass knucks hiding within that attire? Dakota Kai once again. Will the referee have a better eye on it this time around? Those are the questions that we need answered. And the only person who's going to be able to answer them is Dakota Kai with her antics, both in and out of the ring, as we've seen already in this contest. But Rhea Ripley almost came in heavy with that clothesline there. Dakota Kai ducked under it. Kai roll-up attempt here, but again, for the second time in this contest, Rhea Ripley finds herself in the ropes. Not through a ring IQ, but through the positioning of Dakota Kai there, and that could cost her as this matchup goes on. In the corner now, monkey flip. Credit where it's due to Dakota Kai thus far. Her attitude is being backed up. She ran from Rhea Ripley for 2 weeks, but she is showing that Maybe she didn't need to run because she can handle the fight right now, but oh, big fireman's carry, spine buster from the champion there, planting her. Ripley's got her in her clutches, and now you see what happens when you piss off the Raw Women's Champion. Flying across the ring there went Dakota Kai, in the turnbuckle now. Look out, eyes are on her, full head of steam. Big boot in the face, and Kai crumples to the floor as a result of it, and the stomps keep raining into the midsection of the captain. Dakota Kai said there was going to be a new captain in charge of Monday Night Raw and the women's division after tonight. Rhea Ripley saying, bring it. Let's see if you've got what it takes to prove that that's the case. Nice kick to the top of the head there by Dakota Kai. Her kicks are definitely going to be where her offense is going to be found in this contest. Wheelbarrow facebuster. This time, Ripley not in the ropes and only good for a count of one. What does that say about the offense that Kai has been delivering thus far and how Ripley has been withstanding it? And that has sent something surging through Dakota Kai. You look at the way she's onslaughting here to a down Rhea Ripley. That was vicious. Oh, big kick in the chest. And another one. You can hear the thuds of them. Oh! Incredible flexibility on that kick, like a crane kick almost from Dakota Kai. Caught Rhea Ripley flush in the face. And again, back to that face buster to take Ripley down. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the champion is actually in a bit of trouble here. I believed it at WrestleMania when she was in the ring with Tessa Blanchard, because Blanchard is almost inarguably the best women's wrestler in the world. But Dakota Kai is giving Ripley one hell of a run for her money here. Was Ripley underestimating the challenger up until this point? Could it be the case? Look out, is Ripley in trouble? Not a chance. Whether that was the chiropractor or the GTK, we don't know. Oh! What we do know is that Ripley came up with a counter and some very quick offense in retaliation. Kai sent for a ride to the floor. And make that two, because she's going to send her flying again. Ripley may have seen the opening there for a title to be taken away from her, and now she's realized she's going to have to use her ability that had her win the Women's Royal Rumble, had her beat Blanchard at WrestleMania. She's realizing that Dakota Kai is no pushover here, and Dakota Kai is making a great statement of herself as well, it must be said, for why she isn't a pushover. Simple but effective offense there by the challenger. Slows things down again in this contest and gives her the opportunity to think about what game plan she wants to execute here. Look out, snap me, full head of steam, PK, stomps, cover, is that the opening for Team Kick to take on the title? No, Ripley with an emphatic kick out of two, but credit again to Dakota Kai where it's due. Great offense on the champion. And again, Ripley dragged to the ropes here. Look out, big boot, no one home. Kai sent crashing to the outside. And Rhea Ripley has the opening. Oh! Straight into those steps. And all of a sudden on the outside, it's Rhea Ripley who's in the driver's seat now. Dakota Kai almost seems out of it here in the clutches of Rhea Ripley. It's not looking good. Into the barricade she goes, crashing back first into it. If Kai wants a hope of becoming Raw Women's Champion, she either needs to withstand the offense out here or she needs to get the hell out of here, because this is where the contest is seemingly come undone for Dakota Kai. Into the barricade, back first for a second time, back into the ring now. Rhea Ripley has had enough of playing around with Dakota Kai. She wants to put this away. She wants to prove why she's the champion. Pump handle riptide. The ends justify the means. Dakota Kai put on a tough fight, but in the end she falls the same way the rest do. Riptide connects, legs are hooked, tangled up. Rhea Ripley still on top of the Raw Women's Division. Kai gave her a tough account, it has to be said, but it almost never felt as if she was in that element of utter control where you could say this would be the end of Ripley's reign. It's not the case at all. Rhea Ripley triumphs over here at Backlash and keeps her reign going as Raw Women's Champion. And now the question moves on to SummerSlam. Who's next? What's next for Rhea Ripley? Who is next in line for the Raw Women's Champion? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Someone barged in the ring with a kendo stick. Wait, that's Bayley. That's Bayley. What has happened to Bayley? We haven't seen Bayley in a number of weeks, and oh my! Breaking the kendo stick over Rhea Ripley. We haven't seen Bayley since before WrestleMania, and her attitude on that occasion didn't seem the greatest. And it's seeming even worse now. Assaulting the Raw Women's Champion, laying her out with a kendo stick and just putting the hurt in on her. Kai jumping the champion, the crowd here almost in shock at what they're seeing. And so am I. What has gotten into Bayley? The champion is in huge trouble here. Bayley looking to strike. Oh my goodness! It has to be! For the first time in months! Io Shirai is back! And that is a very new look to Shirai since she went away after losing to Tessa Blanchard. 2 new looks, 2 different attitudes maybe. One huge stare down between Bayley and Io Shirai. What a moment this is. Bayley went for the assault. Shirai had it scattered. Bayley tried to psych out Shirai there, but Shirai was having none of it. She has been gone a long, long time. And Bayley is eating the brunt of the offense of it. Io Shirai is in. Moonsault to Bayley. Welcome back to the WWE for Io Shirai. Bayley didn't have the return she wanted, but Shirai certainly did. And look who's there. Oh, these two have one hell of a history with one another. A different chapter, you could say, between these two. We asked what was next for Rhea Ripley. Well, it seems as if there's people on both sides. Io Shirai and Bayley are back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long, long time coming, but finally, for the first time since the Royal Rumble, Johnny Gargano took an opportunity to speak on everything that has gone on in ECW. He says, simply put, ECW is a hellhole, a cesspit. It's ruined. It has been spoiled by LIJ and by his own failures in these past few months. He despises LIJ and everything it stands for, everything that it has brought to ECW up until this point, and all the damage it continues to do to the legacy of the brand that he should be the face of. The reality is, it's not just ECW they've scarred. Johnny Gargano still feels the failures of what happened at the Royal Rumble. He still feels as if he is never meant to be the guy, and is all because of LIJ plaguing his mindset. And until he can rid ECW of LIJ, until he can send Tetsuya Naito packing in whatever fashion it may be, Johnny Gargano will not rest in his war against Los Ingobernables de Japón. They started it. Gargano will finish it. He doesn't even know if he's doing it for ECW anymore, but he knows he's doing it for Johnny Gargano, and he knows it ain't over. While Johnny Gargano is continuing to look to try and settle his grudge with Los Ingobernables de Japón, but right now, we have an ace going into battle alone. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Hurt Business. And we said about grudges just then. You can't help but feel as if this grudge only has one outcome, and it is not that on the side of the Ace. He faces Bobby Lashley and Carmelo Hayes in a handicap match here tonight. The Hurt Business, as it has been coined, have turned their attention onto Tanahashi. They want to take out Tanahashi. They want to put the Ace down and out for good. And they believe that they're going to do it tonight. Tanahashi, credit to him, he tried. He tried to reach out to Shinsuke Nakamura. He tried to ask Nakamura for help. And Nakamura just gave him the same answer every single week he asked. No. Not an explanation given. Not anything expanded upon. I know there have been people backstage who have asked for comment from Nakamura, for further comment, and Nakamura has just given him the same answer. No, and walked off. Tanahashi has tried to reach out to the one man who knows him better than anyone else, and even he has walked out on him. What is going to happen here tonight to the legacy of Hiroshi Tanahashi? Unfortunately, I feel as if it is just a matter of minutes until we find out. Carmelo Hayes, new to the WWE, and of course the final piece of the puzzle that Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin were alluding to when it came to creating this Hurt Business. The three men standing over a fallen Hiroshi Tanahashi a number of weeks ago illustrated it. And now we wait to see what happens here tonight when they're in the ring. We've seen Tanahashi and Hayes share the same ring as one another. That ended in disqualification after Lashley got involved. But what happens here tonight? Tanahashi, we know, is one of the world's best once-in-a-generation athletes. But there even comes a time where it doesn't matter what you are, it doesn't matter who you are. When the numbers game is against you, you simply do not have a chance of overcoming it. And that may be exactly what is on the way for Hiroshi Tanahashi here tonight, especially with this man in the fray. Bobby Lashley has been a beast unleashed since arriving to Monday Night Raw. And that is not to borrow a phrase lightly from someone with the names like a Brock Lesnar, but that is exactly what Bobby Lashley has reminded me of since arriving to Monday Night Raw. The Almighty, as he now goes by. Absolutely tearing through everything and everyone in his path. And he believes that Hiroshi Tanahashi is the next one to get run through, essentially. The next target for the Hurt Business to tear through. And the first victim, really, for the business to claim on their expenses. It does feel like a very dangerous time to be the Ace. And remember, Tanahashi's not getting any younger. His body isn't getting any healthier. But Bobby Lashley right now only seems to be getting more dangerous. And that is a bad, bad thing if you're Tanahashi, because all we have seen thus far is Tanahashi just get beat up by Lashley. And if that doesn't change tonight, well, we know what the outcome will be. So here we go. We are underway in this thing. Tanahashi versus the Hurt Business 2-on-1. Held out hope there for a few moments that Nakamura might make a last-minute appearance, but that is not to be the case. He goes it alone here, does Tanahashi. And he is starting off hot here against Carmelo Hayes. He has a point to prove. He has to put his money where his mouth is, and he's going to look to do exactly that right now. Oh, big super kick there by Hayes, though. Put that one in my own jawline. Tanahashi ducks under the chop there, though. Nice drop kick, and down goes Carmelo Hayes. Tanahashi's going to have to think tactically in this contest. He's going to have to find a way to withstand the offense. No tags, of course, for him. Hayes and Lashley can tag in and out as much as they want. Tanahashi, though, he's feeling cocky. And that was a mistake. The Ace doesn't make many mistakes, but when he does, it seems as if they have an uncanny way of costing him. And that's exactly what they just did right there and then. Jeez. Lashley tags in and immediately goes on an absolute rampage here. Look at this. Tanahashi driven into the mat. And just getting just stomped down on here. No mercy, no compassion from Lashley. Another power slam. And already a count of two. When Hayes was in the contest there in the early goings, there's a little bit of hope I had for Tanahashi there in the early goings. It seemed as if he just had a little something to him there. But it has not been the case. Lashley tags in and just getting throwbacks to a few moments ago with Takagi and Mysterio and all the dominance we saw there. Oh, but wait a minute, look at this. Tanahashi, he's still got the fight within him. Kips up, sling blade. Down goes Lashley, up to their feet. Oh, Lashley, I don't know if he sidestepped out of the way, if Tanahashi didn't misjudge perhaps where Lashley would be, but look at this, the ace is back in this thing. Tanahashi got the bit between his teeth, he's found his fire. Lashley though swats the drop kick away. And was that just a flash in the pan? Unfortunately for Tanahashi, Lashley tags in Hayes. Mellow legal in this contest once again. Here we go, way up in the air. And way back down for good measure. Discus punch there. Tanahashi would have felt that one, and oh, wait a minute, that flash in the pan still doesn't seem to have died out. Tanahashi, he's got it in him, come on baby, twist and shout from the ace. Cover, leg hooked, cover from the world champ, wow. The former world champion there only getting one against Carmelo Hayes. That says a lot. Big kick in the leg there, Hayes. Tilt-a-whirl into an armbar. Tanahashi can see the rope, but he can't reach out to them. And look at the way that Hayes is wrenching on that arm here. Yanking it back, trying to snap it out of socket, but he lets go. He lets go here. I think perhaps there was a knowledge within Hayes that wasn't going to put him away, and maybe there was a discussion within the Hurt Business that Hayes isn't the one who gets the final blow in this thing. That it's Lashley who gets the final impact, shall we say. The final say on Hiroshi Tanahashi. Tanahashi though, he needs him in the head. Can the ace find any fight in him here? Look at this, roll up here, roll up, it's a cover, but there's the problem of the handicap aspect. Hayes just getting into the fray of things there, breaking things up. And look at that, Tanahashi taking the fight to him, sending him to the outside, but he turned his back on Lashley there. Very costly mistake. Sent Hayes down, and just when it becomes a one-on-one match, that's just the moment where he gives Bobby Lashley an opening to act on it. Spear by Lashley! We knew that Tanahashi would fight until the very end. He always does, but is this a case of just fighting too much? The more he tries to fight here, the more damage the Hurt Business do to him, the more the ace is beaten up, and the more they look to just put him away. Tanahashi is in pain. There's no doubt about it. The Hurt Business are just toying with him now. The end is on its way for the ace. Wait just a damn minute! tag is made. Nakamura's in this thing. Was this always part of the plan? Would he seen enough? Listen to this place, still singing to his theme. Nakamura on Hayes, sliding German. By the side of his friend and rival, Shinsuke Nakamura is the partner of Hiroshi Tanahashi, and this place went apoplectic for him. Lashley sent to the outside by Nakamura. Hayes up on his feet in a world of trouble. Irish whip, Kinshasa. Tanahashi is legal. High fly flow. They have won it. What a moment to soak in. Tanahashi, Nakamura stand side by side. When the chips were down, the King of Strong style emerged. What a moment, what a win, the Hurt Business vanquished. That was simply incredible. And speaking of incredible, well, I think we're going to be in for an incredible contest right about now, ladies and gentlemen. It is our first of 3 world title bouts here this evening. ECW title for grabs. Dominik Dijakovic versus Aleister Black, who will leave ECW champion. Well, what a show we have had so far, ladies and gentlemen, but let's get into the business end of it all. Title match time, world title match time. 3 world titles. Let's get it going. And let us feast our eyes on the #1 contender to the ECW Championship, Dominik Dijakovic. This man has been on a tear in ECW, and he is looking to continue that here tonight by hoping to achieve a goal of becoming world champion, of becoming ECW champion. But in order to do that, he has to topple the man who toppled LIJ at WrestleMania in Aleister Black. And it goes without saying, that is absolutely no easy feat. Dijakovic beat Adam Cole to become #1 contender, and all he has wanted since then is to be the champion. There's been a bit of a back and forth between the two of them, but really came to a head on the past edition of ECW when Naito was at the top of the show, smack talking ECW for a long, long time, until Dijakovic was the one to make his way out and to make the save, really, for ECW, and to send Naito running away. Black told him, keep your eyes on me, not on Naito. And that didn't sit well with Dijakovic, who went as far as to say that he believed that Aleister Black didn't have to care for ECW anymore to be the rightful champion for it. That ECW deserved a champion who had everything that ECW wanted to be. And that man was Dominik Dijakovic. Aleister Black may have freed ECW from LIJ, but in the eyes of Dijakovic, he is not meant to be the champion anymore. Let's see if that's going to be the case in just a few moments' time as this big contest gets underway. It is going to be something to behold between these two men. Two incredible athletes. Two men who, in my opinion, really do represent what ECW is all about. And I am very, very excited to see what they bring to the table in this contest. I cannot wait to see what goes on here between these two. It is going to be an incredibly tough contest between them. So let us see what will transpire. I am very, very much anticipating this one. Do I know who's going to be able to come out with a victor of this one? If I'm truthful, I don't have a clue. But I think whatever the case is, ECW will win at the end of it, because they're going to give each other an incredibly tough fight. They're going to put on a show for the crowd to enjoy every step of the way. And whoever wins this one, in my opinion, deserves to be the figurehead of ECW. Can Black prove, though, that he is the rightful man to lead ECW out to the LIJ era? Is Aleister Black right to say that he is the right call for ECW champion, or was Dijakovic right that Aleister Black doesn't care enough about ECW now that he's champion? What will happen? Will the challenger fade to black, or will we feast our eyes on a brand new ECW champion? Let us find out in this, our first of 3 back-to-back world title matches here at Backlash. As I said, it is the business end of things. So let's get the business speaking for itself. Let's get this one well and truly underway. Dominik Dijakovic, Aleister Black, ring that bell. Let's get it going. 2 incredible athletes standing face to face in the ring. The height advantage certainly on Dijakovic's side, but these 2 men hit about as hard as the other, and they are hitting hard already as we get things going in this one. Oh, down goes the champion. In the early goings here, courtesy of Aleister Black, up and over the top, courtesy of Dijakovic, up and over the top rope. Black comes back there, forearm in the face, back in the ring we go. Oh, what a high angle kick there right into the skull of the challenger. No time for pleasantries in this contest. This one is well and truly underway. Double foot stomp and a kick in the chest. Down goes Dominik Dijakovic, and Aleister Black looking over his challenger, who gets right back up to his feet here. And look out. Oh! Rough landing for the champion. Dijakovic feeling it. But he also just felt a boot right into his face, courtesy of Aleister Black as well. This one, well and truly underway. Let's get it going here. Duck under, snap German suplex, nicely executed, covers made, 1 count. Well, they have come out of the gates here with some heavy hits to the other. If there is any respect between them left after what was said by Dijakovic on ECW, there is certainly none being illustrated in this contest. Thus far, big back elbow from Dijakovic. It's Black now, seated in the corner, and Dijakovic a lot less nice about the way he hits the offense there, raking his boot across the face of the champion. Oh, nicely done. Look at the speed and the agility of Dominik Dijakovic. Boston Crab in the middle of the ring. It's not about tapping out Aleister Black here. It's about wearing at the champion, taking the legs out from underneath him, wearing at that back, using his larger frame to drain the energy of the champion here. Of course, we see that bruised eye that Aleister Black has incorporated into his look, courtesy of LIJ before WrestleMania. He told me at WrestleMania he was, good Lord! That was incredible. Forget what I was going to say about Aleister Black there. Dominik Dijakovic just did some crazy things. Sunset flip over Black, and it's a big boot after it as well. Man, Dijakovic can do some things within the ring. There's no doubt about that. Slowing the pace down there though in that moment. Look at this, just gripping onto the skull of Aleister Black. Nothing nice about that at all. What I was going to say was that Aleister Black did confirm to me at WrestleMania he fought with one good eye. The other one was basically impaired vision. That vision is coming back slowly. But it is definitely putting him on the back foot in his contest. But he may be on his back for 3 seconds to crown a new champion. No, just barely getting the shoulder up, so the referee said. Good eyes by the referee there, has to be said there. But what a sit-out choke bomb there off the top rope of Dijakovic. The challenger has the champion's number right now. Elbow on the top of the head there by Black. Quick arm drag takes the challenger down. I thought that Black might have been thinking about trying to create some separation for a moment. That certainly wasn't the case. Look at this now. Aleister Black raining in some body shots there and some headshots to go with it. Black usually reliant upon his kicking. Went for the punches in that moment, and that came out very nicely indeed for the Dutch Destroyer. Or for the LIJ Destroyer, should we say rather. Arm drag. Takes Dijakovic down, creates a little bit of breathing room for the champion, allows him to have those few seconds to think about what to do next, what to try for next. Nice back step there. Oh, what a super kick. Drilled him with it. Black now getting up to his feet. Dijakovic didn't even have a chance to think about what he was going to do in the top rope. Black stopped him in his tracks. And look at this for Aleister Black now into a half Boston Crab. Fantastic transition. Dijakovic, he can see the ropes. He's crawling to them. Surely he's going to make them, and indeed he does. So the battle keeps on reigning in this contest now. Look out here from Dijakovic. Just incredible, sensational feats of strength from the challenger that almost aren't a surprise to us anymore. He did this basically to Keith Lee at the King of the Ring. And they are match of the year caliber contest. And he's doing it to Aleister Black right now, but he's eyeing up Aleister Black as well. Incoming, discus big boot. Dijakovic not thinking of the cover though. This crazy man's going to the high risk. Moonsault! Leg hooked! Is it time for a new champion already? No! Black powers out at 2. Crowd is loving this one though, there's no doubt about it. Dijakovic, they couldn't capitalize. Black with a knee kicking up into the face. Black mass, no! Big counter. Knee into the face from Dijakovic. Whoa, that was a worrying moment, and it's about to get even more worrying for the challenger. Incoming, feast your eyes. Oh, maybe not. Time a lock elbow in the face. All of that denied there by Aleister Black, who was within a moment of almost watching his title fade from behind him there, but the challenger is showing signs of the battle. A bloody nose for Dominik Dijakovic as he is still showing his strength though, there's no doubt about that. Black just got sent flying into those ropes there. So back and forth in this contest, you don't know which way the pendulum's going to swing next. Either man could take home the ECW Championship, and you'd have to say, with the frantic action we've seen thus far, both men would absolutely be worthy of it. Black's in trouble here, getting a kicking on the getting a punching rod on the outside, but now he's delivering a kicking on the outside into the announce table, the corner of it as well. Double foot stomp into the ribs for good measure. Their plan of action in this contest is almost withstand a beating and then give one of their own out. Into the announce table. Aleister Black's not done there though. Snake eyes! That busted nose that Dijakovic is going to be feeling it. Dijakovic could be fighting right now with a broken nose for all we know. Throwing back into the ring there by Aleister Black now. Black getting back in the ring. Moonsault! Springboard moonsault out of the blue. Aleister Black feeling it. Double foot stomp. No one home. Lariat takes him down. But look at him. Pulling himself up to his feet like a champion. But the big boy of Dijakovic silences him. These guys have had one gear since this match started. And that is top speed. Engaging the afterburners and going all out. Dijakovic risking it all from there. Look out below. Black is in trouble. And Dijakovic knows it. Corkscrew moonsault. He's calling for the end. For a new ECW champion. Feast your eyes. Oh, double blackness. Insanity. Black retains. Talk about the cusp of defeat. Up on his shoulders for Feast Your Eyes. Aleister Black sticks the landing. Black Mass and a second with authority to retain the ECW title at Backlash. What a win. Wait a minute, what the hell is that? What is that at ringside? Whatever it is, it has drawn the ire of Aleister Black. He's walked straight over, leaving the title behind. Oh my God! Not again. Not again. Tell me that isn't a sign. Tell me it isn't what we think it means. No. No. You are kidding me. Just when we thought we had a moment of peace and salvation, Corin is assaulting the ECW champion. Aleister Black is getting the beatdown chair by Corin. Oh, I wish my eyes were lying to me, but they're not. Rain killer. The boos ring out in this arena for the man who beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania and is sending a statement tonight to Aleister Black and ECW with it. Clock strikes 12. And there's the shot fired. There's a warning message. Corin wants to be ECW champion. He has set his sights on Aleister Black with good reason. Corin's time is now. He wants the gold. Aleister Black lays at the feet of Corin. And if this were to happen in a match, I don't even want to think about it. Well, after that fantastic reuniting between these two men, it was only right that we caught up with them after the contest. Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiroshi Tanahashi backstage, where Nakamura was the first to speak, saying, "If you really thought I was never going to stand at Tanahashi's side, you don't know what we've been through. We don't have to be friends, we don't have to be on close terms, but we will always have each other's back." When he saw that Tanahashi had the chips down against him, Nakamura knew he was always going to be there. He was never going to leave Tanahashi to go into this battle alone. Because the reality is, if there ever comes a time where Tanahashi must fall, Nakamura wants to be the one to do it. It's not going to be the Hurt Business. Tanahashi said he was forever thankful for the work of Nakamura and said that he could never repay him for what he has done, not only throughout their careers, but once again, here tonight. When we took the opportunity to ask Nakamura and Tanahashi what was next for them, Nakamura said one simple thing. The reality is, they're on the same side. They're a team. They want titles. Tag team titles. Reunited, and it must feel so good for Hiroshi Tanahashi and Shinsuke Nakamura. Speaking of reunited, could Kazuchika Okada be reunited with the WWE Championship for a third time? We're about to find out right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is the WWE Championship up next. Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet, but before we get to it, some big news from the general manager. Yes, we have heard, ladies and gentlemen, just a few moments ago from SmackDown General Manager Shawn Michaels that regardless of the outcome of this WWE Championship contest on the upcoming edition of SmackDown, the WWE Champion at that show, be it Kazuchika Okada or Ricochet, will find out who their opponent is for SummerSlam on that evening. HBK says he has a name in mind, a name who's been deserving of a WWE Championship opportunity for a while, and he looks forward to the WWE Champion meeting them on SmackDown, whomever the champion may be. He wishes them both the best of luck. Well, whatever happens tonight, they're gonna know their opponent at SummerSlam in just a few days. We can ponder over who the challenge is gonna be another time, because now we've got to ask, who's the champion gonna be when that match comes around? Is it gonna be Ricochet or is it gonna be Kazuchika Okada? Let's find out. Right now, here in this contest, the coin is dropped, and that can only mean one thing. The Rainmaker is in the building. The ovation speaks for this man wherever he goes. The best in the world right now. There is no denying it anymore. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still trying to shake what I just saw a moment ago out of my head. It is still plaguing in my head to witness what we just saw, and there are no positive thoughts running through this mind as a result of it. But we'll turn our attention to this contest now instead, because we know it's going to be a fantastic contest between these two men. Kazuchika Okada and Ricochet, it's really been a war of words in many ways, but a war of actions to go along with it. Okada rightfully named the number one contender after defeating Jay White at WrestleMania, and saying to Ricochet after he became the number one contender that, look, you remind me a lot of me when I was a younger version of me. But the reality is that within that ring, I am better than you. We both know it. The difference is that you believe that yourself to be the best. You follow this mentality that the Savior can cleanse everything and beat everyone. The reality is the Rainmaker has done everything, has beaten everyone. There's no reason to believe that he can't do it again when they're in the ring. And for Ricochet, he believed that is the downfall of Kazuchika Okada. He's been there. He's done that. He knows what it's like to chase. He knows what it's like to be chased as well. But the reality is that because he's been at the top for so long, he may have lost that unsustainable, that unnoticeable, that untraceable almost push that you have to be the best at what you are. Ricochet still has it. He's just got this title. Why would he want to let it go? He believes that the Rainmaker will be cleansed here at Backlash. Their contract signing got physical as a result of the intervention of Kota Ibushi, but it was still Okada standing on his own 2 feet, courtesy of a save from Keith Lee, who of course won the Intercontinental title at the start of the evening. Not been a good night for the Saviors yet, but can the Savior himself hold on to that WWE Championship and bring home the main prize to the group that he leads? We are going to find out in just a few moments' time here. Both men Royal Rumble winners, both men main event WrestleMania to win that very title. Kazuchika Okada is looking to become the WWE Champion for the 3rd time in his illustrious career. Ricochet looking to have a successful first defense as WWE Champion. Let's see what is going to happen here. Kazuchika Okada, Ricochet, 2 greats colliding in this ring. Let's get it going. Ricochet trying to go to the gates of the early goings, and Okada coming back from that knife edge chop with a slap across the chest for good measure. Collision between the two there, but Okada tried to act straight away on it. Ricochet comes up the counter there, knife edge chop. Let's see what happened in this contest between these two men. Ricochet goes it alone, no saviors in his corner. He wants to prove he has a very good record of doing this, to be fair. When it's a big match situation, he gets in that ring and he goes at it alone. Let's not forget what he was able to do at WrestleMania in that elimination triple threat match at night 1, eliminating both Moxley and Ciampa to win the WWE Championship. He's beaten 2 of SmackDown's best, but now can he beat the world's best? Okada said that when the Rainmaker came around, his finishing maneuver, there was no way Ricochet was going to be able to lift that shoulder up off the mat. Interestingly enough, Ricochet said that's when Kazuchika Okada is at his weakest. That's when he shows his most viable opportunity for Ricochet to strike. I'd love to know what he meant by that. But the question will be, when Okada believes it is time to strike with that move in this contest, will it be too late for Ricochet to come up with a counter for it? Let's find out, because this contest is well and truly underway here. In the corner, knife edge chop. Here we go. Some vintage Okada basement drop kick. Beautiful bit of work there from Okada, and the champion's reeling in the early goings of the contest thus far. Remember, for whoever wins this contest, they will be finding out in the next edition of SmackDown who they will be facing for the WWE Championship in 3 weeks' time at SummerSlam. News on top of news, actions on top of actions, returns, drama. We've had it all here at Backlash. But the next question will be, are we going to have a new WWE Champion by the time that this contest is over? Big dropkick from Ricochet sends Okada, no pun intended, ricocheting into the turnbuckle. Incoming Phoenix Splash! Like Golden Savior, like Savior, cover, 2 count. Well, good for Ricochet then that he was able to execute a big move thus far in this contest. That's going to put Okada maybe on the back seat a little bit, or not. Rainmaker coming back. Oh my goodness. Look at this from Okada. Dear God. What's ironic, of course, is that Okada said that Ricochet reminds him of a younger version of himself, when in reality, drop kick. Back to my point at hand. He said he reminds him of a younger version of Okada. In reality, it's Okada who's the younger of the two. Beautiful move. But Ricochet comes right back there with a kick upside the head of Okada. Rainmaker unable to capitalize. Beautiful neck breaker from the champion now. Heavy kick in the back as well to go with it. Let's see what else can take place here. In the corner. Second turnbuckle. Ricochet's got something in mind. Leaps up. Incredible. Fantastic agility from Ricochet. He stands on the second turnbuckle now and he looks at Okada with actions in his eyes. Leaping cutter from the second rope. Is it all she wrote? Is the Rainmaker down and out? Not if the Rainmaker himself has anything to say about it. Not to be the case. Okada in trouble. Submission hold from Ricochet. I believe that's the arm that Okada uses to lock in the Rainmaker. He's trying to take the grip away that Okada can have to keep that Rainmaker stitched in, but he did not have that armbar in for long enough. Make no mistake about it. Ricochet far from a submission expert, and Okada very quickly able to get his way out of that hold. Float over neck breaker, down goes the champion again. Okada being a little bit tested here, has to be said. Compare it to his match at WrestleMania with Jay White. Jay White loves a slow, methodical pace. He loves to try and plan the action. That almost plays into Okada's hands in a way. Ricochet's a lot more quicker with his actions. And that doesn't really help Okada. Okada loves a slower pace kind of matchup. He loves controlling the pace, and Ricochet is just not allowing that to be the case, and it's keeping Okada on his feet and maybe making him repeat some moves or just hit a move out of the blink of an eye. Oh! In order to be able to keep the WWE champion down, but what a fireman's carry neck breaker there on the thin padding. It has given Okada a big opening here in this contest. Rainmaker up on the top rope, pointing down at Ricochet, and coming crossbody. Champion down here, courtesy of Okada. Rainmaker has the arm. Oh, wait a minute. $1 Million Dream of sorts here. Wait, taking it down into a seated position, looking for a submission akin to the Gargano escape there, but Ricochet had it scattered. Oh, could have been a Rainmaker attempt there. Ricochet leaned himself towards the ropes there. Okada was not able to get that submission hold locked in, and that has enabled the WWE champion to get back up to his feet here. Big super kick takes the challenger down. Both men are withstanding a lot of offense in this contest thus far. They're returning with some heavy offense of their own as well, has to be said. They are giving each other a very, very tough fight. Okada throwing Ricochet into the turnbuckle now. Back first, forearm in the back there. That is a very simple but effective planning there from Okada. And again by sending him into the ring post. Just smart offense from Okada. When it comes to smart offense, in my opinion, there's no one who does it better than the Rainmaker either. He knows exactly what he's going to do 2 to 3 minutes before he even does it. And it's the back of the champion that is taking a beating right now. Surfboard stretch over the knees here. Bow and arrow stretch here on Ricochet. That back is taking one hell of a hurting. It might want to restrain Ricochet from going to the top rope and taking those high risks that we know him for. Floats over, but Okada doesn't allow a cover here. Nice neck breaker to take him back down. Ricochet off the ropes, moonsault, beautiful high angle moonsault. And it has lined up Okada here, but he's trying to get up to his feet already. It's as if Okada knew that something was going on there. Top rope, Hurricane, keeps her in play, legs hook, shoulders down, count of 1. That's not going to sit well within Ricochet, who thought he may have had Okada right there and then. Top rope again, Okada pulling himself to his feet. Look out, Dragon Rana! Again the cover, and again it's only 1. What has Ricochet got to do here to try and keep Okada down? Well, that is a question that so many of Okada's opponents have asked, and they've never found the answer! And Ricochet is learning that he might well be the next person to lack the answer. Tombstone from Okada. Drop kick. We know what's next. Oh, heavy blow in the back. There was Ricochet. It was Okada thinking Rainmaker, and then went against at the last minute. If he was, Ricochet doesn't have a counter to it. Okada could have become the WWE champion right there. Trying to play some fake out actions there. Oh, no one home on that elbow drop though. Ricochet back up to his feet now. Death Valley driver. And he sees the opportunity. He realizes his window isn't large. 630! 1, 2. Okada kicks out at 2. Ricochet thought he had it, and he stands in stillness, stunned at the reality that you haven't done it. You haven't put him away. You've got to do more than that to keep this man down. The taunting cost him there, and Okada is making sure that he knows it. Arm wrap neck breaker there. You had your window. He kicked out. You didn't stay on the offense. You blew it. How many times have we seen this in an Okada matchup where just when the guy seems to be about to snatch victory away from the Rainmaker, they get 2 in their own head. They believe their own hype too much, and Okada just takes one breath and it shifts the entire course of the match, and with it shifts modern history to go with it. Held out to dry on the barricade there by the Rainmaker. Throw it back in the ring. You might as well get those side plates ready to have the Rainmaker engraved on them for the 3rd time. Drop kick from the top rope from Okada. Perhaps finding a new way to put this contest away from good. The Savior is looking as if it's over before it started. Tombstone, he looks down on him because he knows what's next. Strike a pose. Wait. Ricochet! Cover! Shoulders are down! He got him! Ricochet was right! Okada let up a weakness! And Ricochet capitalized on it! And he grabs the WWE title and runs back in the ring to celebrate with it! He had that lost! That match was lost for him! But his game plan was right! Okada showed weakness. Ricochet capitalized. The Savior is still the WWE champion. And we'll find out whose opponent is going to be at SmackDown. But let's find out right now who is going to be World Heavyweight Champion. I have waited all night for this one. Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns, World Heavyweight Championship. Let's do it. This is going to be insane. There is a reason that this is the main event of the evening at Backlash. Best bout machine, Tribal Chief. Let's do this. Omega bested for 3 other men to become the #1 contender to Roman Reigns' title. At which point Reigns, he almost said he treats this as just another title defense. It's nothing personal, a line we've come accustomed to now from Roman Reigns. It's just business. And the business is proving that Roman Reigns deserves to be at the top of the WWE. Kenny Omega, he didn't take that one too kindly. He said, "You're overlooking me. You're ducking me because you know what I can do within that ring." And the statement was proved, in my opinion, this past Monday on Raw, when Reigns was delivering his statement of "it's nothing personal" and all the rest to go along with it, that he knows that Kenny Omega is deserving of being a world champion. Omega struck a leaping knee to Solo Sikoa, busting his nose as it turned out. Busting his nose out of alignment. Sikoa not here tonight as a result of it. And Roman Reigns said, you could tell later on in the evening, that struck a chord within him. And he said to Kenny Omega, "You are going to regret what you did. You are going to regret even laying eyes on this world title. This Sunday, you will acknowledge me." The Tribal Chief has the anger within him And as soon as he has had that new acquisition in his corner, that new member of family in Solo Sikoa, it has been taken away from him here tonight due to a busted nose by Omega. Reigns walks in alone. But with a chorus of boos in Nashville to follow the Tribal Chief wherever he goes. The longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion, the man who is on the cusp of a year as World Heavyweight Champion. But it seems as if we ask this now on a lot of title defenses involving Roman Reigns. Is this his toughest challenge yet? The former United States Champion, the man who always seemed as if he was meant to be in this echelon of the industry, against this caliber of athlete. I said that Kazuchika Okada is the best wrestler in the world, but Roman Reigns is the most dominant, the most unstoppable force in the world right now. Okada can do anything within that ring, but Reigns, he doesn't lose in that ring. Only one time in this reign has he really felt threatened. That was all the way back at No Way Out with Kyle O'Reilly. Can Kenny Omega be the one to threaten him here tonight? This main event has that big fight feel around it. Kenny Omega has waited for this opportunity since arriving to Monday Night Raw, where Roman Reigns has been waiting for him at the top of the pedestal. I am so amped for this matchup. I cannot wait for this. The buzz is in the air. This one is ready to get underway. Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns, World Heavyweight title up for grabs. Let's go! We are underway here for our main event of Backlash. And it is one where either man, in my opinion, can leave as the World Heavyweight Champion. It comes down to that question that we ask so many times: who wants it more? And Omega has gone straight out of the gate showing he wants it right now. He does not want to waste around. He does not want to play by Roman Reigns' playbook. He wants to do things his way. He wants to be champion as soon as he can. Take out the Tribal Chief as quick as he can. So easier said than done is the reality though. Ask Hiroshi Tanahashi, ask The Undertaker, ask Andrade, ask Pete Dunne, ask AJ Styles. They'll all give you the same answer. It ain't easy, because they haven't done it. And now, Roman Reigns is showing why they haven't done it. The Tribal Chief coming back with some heavy offense in the turnbuckle, and Omega is reeling as a result of it. When Roman Reigns gets started on his offense, it is so difficult to stop him. He delivers such a heavy onslaught of offense that you simply do not know the way out of it. But Omega certainly does right there and then. Nicely in an elbow drop to follow up after it. Kenny Omega now got the fight, the bit between his teeth as well, against Roman Reigns here. In the turnbuckle we go now. We knew there wasn't going to be a feeling out process, but we didn't know the contest was going to go this quickly between these two. Buckle bomb to Roman Reigns! And look out right after it with a brutal kick there. Omega doing a good job here, just doing the right things against Roman Reigns right now. Oh, missed with that one though. Reigns got out of the way. That's not what you want to see. Roman Reigns. Oh, what a high angle Saito suplex there from Roman Reigns, dumping Omega down basically on the top of his head. And with Omega down, Reigns can put the beating down on him now. Back in the turnbuckle again. Reigns, oh my god, these Muay Thai knees, that full clinch, trapping Omega in position, and then just raining in with those knees into the gut. And a sit-out powerbomb out of the turnbuckle as well. Reigns now looking to act. Boston Crab being applied. Omega can see the ropes, but he is quite a ways away from them. But that is the idea of Roman Reigns. It's the same as Dijakovic earlier in the evening. Wear out the back, weigh down the challenger in this contest, put a hurting on the back of Omega, and maybe, just maybe, try and take that one-winged angel away from him. Omega fights his way out of it, got close to the rope and realized he perhaps wasn't going to make it to the rope, and instead just kicked Roman Reigns off. Nice sling blade. Reigns in trouble. Elbow drop again from the challenger. What kind of a little mental victory will it do as well for Kenny Omega to know that Solo Sikoa is not here tonight as a result of the actions of himself on Monday Night Raw. But asking on the other side of things, what fire has that added to the champion to know that his own bloodline is not here because of what happened on Monday Night Raw. That back suplex may have illustrated Roman Reigns' frustration. And again, in a seated position, Omega just getting stomped upon by the champion. Getting a hurting put on him courtesy of the unstoppable, dominant Roman Reigns. Right hand turns him round. Go behind, forearm in the back, and again up and over the top rope. This time goes Omega. Right hand, and Omega sent spilling to the floor. We said it about Okada and we'll say about Reigns. When they control the pace, it is a dangerous position to find yourself in because you simply do not know how to get out of it. The power of Reigns is what keeps him such in control. Back in the ring we go now, with the snake eyes on the barricade for good measure, and Omega really reeling here, really on the back foot. Oh, nice right hand there though by Omega. Look out, Omega grabs it. Oh, what a knee! What a knee there from Kenny Omega. Off the ropes. And then a sling blade connects onto the champion now. Omega has him. Look out. V-Trigger. 1, 2, not to be. Well, that V-trigger will surge through Omega. The surge of hope, the surge of knowledge. He's got Reigns locked right now, and unless Roman Reigns is going to come up with some big antics, and unless Kenny Omega can stay on the offensive, we could be looking at a new world champion. High risk Hurricanrana. Omega's feeling it. Line him up. Oh, they collide though. Mistake by Omega, but he's able to act on it. Snapdragon suplex, folded up, but the champion still kicks out. Omega might have been planning for that V-trigger once again, but Reigns able to deny it. Or Omega just mistimed his run there, and it prevented him from being able to connect with it. Duck under from Omega, Hurricanrana, and once again, Reigns goes down in this contest as a result of it, and Omega stays on the offensive here, batted away, Superman punch! To retain, not to be! Kick out of 2 there from Omega, but the same question now turns in the way of Roman Reigns. Can he stay on the offensive and put away Kenny Omega here? Oh, Omega's looking in trouble here. We're up on the top rope. Pete Dunne found this at the same way at WrestleMania. Oh, Super Samoan drop from Reigns. We are almost looking at an identical ending to WrestleMania. Top rope spear from Reigns. But he thinks that is enough. He covers and Omega kicks out. Too nonchalant of a cover from Reigns, and it cost him. Did knock the leg, and that allowed Omega back into this thing. Nice elbow there from Omega. He stumbles out. V-trigger again. Is it this time? 2. No. This place is on its feet because it knows that sooner rather than later we're about to crown a World Heavyweight Champion. But will it be and new or will it be and still? Reigns kicks him away there again. Superman punch! He found his opening and it may have doomed Omega. Spear from Reigns. The boos speak the story, but the count will do the rest. Or not. Omega kicks out at 2. We aren't done yet. This one's still going on. Reigns always looking to put an emphasis on it. Omega sent to the outside. Superman will fly. Reigns, no one home. Eats it on the floor. Dragon suplex. Kenny Omega with the opening. On the outside. One winged angel. He sends it back in. Reigns is done for. What the hell? What is this? Who is this? With a baseball bat in the back of Kenny Omega. And an apology that means Jack. Referee was too distracted by Reigns' well-being. Superman punch in the turnbuckle. Spear from Reigns. He covers Omega. Roman Reigns retains. What did we just see? Who did we just see? Kenny Omega was about to become the brand new World Heavyweight Champion. But that hooded masked figure with a baseball bat in the back of Omega has kept the Tribal Chief's reign alive a little longer. And whoever the hell he is, he's back. He's back. He's back and he's in the ring. And he's looking at Roman Reigns. I have no idea what to make of this right now. But now I do! It's Kyle O'Reilly! O'Reilly's back! Roman Reigns looks like he's seen a ghost! We all have! Only one man can dethrone Roman Reigns, and Kyle O'Reilly says it's gonna be him.